So today's journey, rebirthing, and I believe most of you have done Kundalini Yoga, and I assume this is not your first class. And if it's your first class, congratulations. And do what you can do, and don't do what you can't do, and just be yourself. Try to catch the space where there is no doing. Okay, catch the space where there is no doing. For example, we did this, okay, for 3 minutes. Great. Then sit. See what have taken birth. As you do this is Shakti. What is this?
Shakti.
Then the inner consciousness which is in union with this, that which moves this is called Shiva. It's called Shiva. So Shiva and Shakti having a union. Yin and Yang playing the game of life. And when the two polarities unite, something takes birth. Stop. What have taken birth? Any sensations here? Try to be with the sensations, where they merge and where they dissolve, where they are manifesting and to what they are dissolving. Be in the here and now. Be with what takes birth. That is the important thing throughout these whole sessions. Then you will know what is rebirthing. Rebirthing, if you can assess the empty space between anything that you're doing, that is called rebirthing. That is rebirthing. You enter the womb. Everything that you are is manifesting from the empty space within you. Everything that you are you with me? Is manifesting from the empty space within you. So you will directly see that empty space which holds the possibility of all that can ever happen. And this empty space does not come, does not go. Your emotions, your thoughts, your concepts are coming and going. But this does not come and go. And that space is the direct experience of Ad Sach, Jugad, Sach, Heavy, Sach, Nanak Hosi, Be Sach. That space in you does not come and does not go. And without this space, you don't need to find this space. The space is ready there. You are just covered by the thought patterns. You just covered it by the thinking pattern. So the less you think and more you are present in the sensations, you will start getting the glimpse. This is called the rays of grace. What is this called?
Rays of grace.
This is also opening of the door of a paradise. So every activity that you do, the door opens. Even when you are breathing, inhaling, and then as the breath ends, it changes its gear and it becomes the outgoing breath. Are you with me?
Yes.
Again, as the breath completes its journey, the end of road. The end of road. So this road, the mind takes the road of the breath. Are you with me?
Yes.
Your mind walks, drives on the road of breath. And that's why the breath is known as the horse in the Tibetan tradition. And the mind sits on the horse and travels. And today's example is a car, a vehicle. Let's do that way. So the mind sits on the vehicle and it goes with the breath. It goes with the breath. And as long as the breath is here, the thinking is happening. You're thinking. And the moment the end of breath comes, there's a change of gear. You do not know, but you stop thinking. And that is called the end of road. And Rumi says, you and me, we shall meet at the end of road. And the fact is, you and me, we are meeting at the end of road. When the breath is here, your thought pattern is different. Maybe you are riding on a blue car and I'm riding on a red car. Anger, depression, whatever. But the moment the road ends, emptiness, you and me are one. So we are always meeting there. The end of road. This is the end of world. World is here. World is a process. In the yogic language, the moving word is called go, from which the English word go comes. Go, 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 go. It means the moving universe, moving universe, moving universe. And then as the cycle, okay, coming and going, coming and going, this is the moving universe. And in between this moving universe, there are 2 points. One inside, one outside. That is called binda. What's this called?
Binda.
Means a point, end point. This is go, this is binda. Go, binda. 2 times in your breath you assess Gobinda. Gobinda is that center point which does not move whatever movement is there in your mind, whatever misery that you are in, whatever terrible state that you are in. This terrible state that you are in, its length is only from here to here. And in the yogic teachings, the length or the distance of the world, you know how long is the world? 10 fingers only. How many fingers? 10 fingers. That's the distance of every misery you have. It cannot go beyond 10 fingers. Your misery, all that you identify yourself as, is just 10 fingers. And what does that mean? That's a sutra. Tra sat se. Tra sat ungal vai odu sun sach aharo gurmukh bola tat virola china alak apar. The Guru says tra sat. Tra means 3. Tra means 3. Sat means 7. 3 plus 7? 10. Here. This is the distance of your world. Every problem that you have, every thought that is disturbing you, it just needs to go till there and dissolve into nothingness. The problem is you're not catching the nothingness. You're not meeting the end point. You're not standing at the end point. You do not recognize the end point. And this end point is here and one is inside. Every problem, every issue, the distance or the length it shall stay in you is just one breath. But you do not allow it, you do not meet it at the end of the breath. You bring it along. You become one with it and it stays with you and it becomes your reality. And you do not meet the bindu. You stay in the go, 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 go. And life is nothing but go, 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 go. Everything you want to just have it, have it, have it. We left the material world because there were so many problems there. We come to a spiritual path. Here also we want to have everything. We want to learn everything. We want as many certificates as possible. We want to go up as many levels as possible. We want to assess as many stages as possible. And you get stuck again in this. You never assess the bindu. The meditation is not here. This is world. This is meditation. This is meditation inside. This is the unknown you. This is the unmanifested you. And you and me here are one. You and me here are one. And this is not poetry. This is fact. I'm not talking in some mystical language, or it shall be, it will happen after 40 days or after 1,000 days of practice. This is happening right here, right now. You just need to be awakened to yourself, awakened to your breath. And that's why in the yogic teachings, the first thing we tell you, if it's a sensible teacher, the first thing he will tell you is, in fact, in the Gita, the Bhagavad Gita, the only meditation, the only pranayam that is given, okay, is Krishna says, Arjuna, look at the tip of your nose. Look at the tip of the nose. Because the truth is under the nose. The truth is under the nose. And they will tell you, oh, you look at the tip of the nose and the pituitary gland activates and that activates the pineal gland and something comes out and some acid comes out. All that, I don't know if it happens. But one thing is a fact. If you start looking at the tip of the nose, you will connect with that which is closest to you. The idea behind looking at the tip of the nose is to make you realize that the closest thing that can free you from every every thought pattern, free you from every emotion, free you from any problem that your mind have manifested is right under the nose when you assess the end of the road. This is Govinda. This is called Govinde. Realizing this, you find the end point that is called Mukande. And when you start assessing this, is Udare, which means you are free. Apare. This is the highest distance. Apare, beyond. Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare. Haryam. This is the source of your creation. This coming and going breath gives birth to your world. Whatever you are, whatever your personality is, whatever you think you are, this is the Haryam. Gives birth to your world. Karyang. When this moves, you move. When this stops, you stop. Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Haryam, Karyam, and then Nirname. This cannot be defined. This end point cannot be defined. What is it? How does it look like? You cannot define this end point. Because you, me, all that is meeting here. Every one of us, we are meeting in the here. This is the source of you, this is the source of me, and this is the source of the trees, this is the source of everything. It's here, right under the nose, 10 fingers away from you. Govinde, Mukande, Udare, Apare, Haryam, Karyam, Nirname, and Akame. And this empty space don't move. It cannot move. Yet, because it is not moving, everything is moving. When the wheel of the car moves, in the center point, there is something which does not move. When the fan turns in the center, there is something does not turn. And this is that space. Inside here, inside here. Assessing this, you get rebirth in the here and now. And you are ever new, you have the beginner's mind. What's this called? Here is the old mind, the pattern. Not just this lifetime, but also other lifetimes. The pattern, the old mind, the doer is here. And that space is the beginner's mind, or the Zen mind, or the Buddha mind. So this is the manifested you, and this is the unmanifested you, and there's the unmanifested you. Assessing this is called rebirthing. What's this called? And today's aim is to assess that point. And I will not use word assess, recognize that point. Because it is really happening. It's not something you have to find. It's a realization. That's why they call it self-realization. This is the mind, and this is the self. And this is the self inside. The empty space between two breaths is God. What is it? God means totality. God means oneness. And this really unites us. It even unites you with your enemies. You have no choice. Enemies are here. Here there is no enemy. In the words of Guru Nanak, Na ko bairi, nahi begana, sagal sang hamko bane aaye, which means I have no friend and I have no enemies. I'm one with all. And this is the greatest realization. And this happens if you recognize this, not this. In pranayama, pranayama is not this. This is not pranayama. This is breath-yam. If it makes sense. This is not pranayama. Pranayama means where the prana manifests. Assessing that is called pranayama. Am I making sense? This is also not pranayama. Where the breath ends and where the breath swallows or breath makes the prana to ride over it. That is, assessing that space is called pranayama. This is breath. This is oxygen. As the oxygen or the breath goes 10 fingers, over here is the birth of prana. And the prana rides over it. And it comes in. And it goes in. And it leaves the breath. The prana stays in Oxygen or the carbon dioxide comes outside. Are you with me? When you assess this point, that is called pranayama. This is breath yama. Holding on to that space. It is not the process. Yoga is not the process. The process is called kriyas. The breath is called some movements, asanas. But where all these things merge together and something takes birth, that empty space, that is called yoga. Yoga means union, right? Here we are not in union. Here we are all in union. This is space of yoga. Once you assess this, you are a yogi. A yogi is the one who knows the twilight zone between two breaths. A yogi is the one who knows the A yogi is the one who knows the empty space between two heartbeats. A yogi is the one who have access to the empty space between two thoughts. Because there, everything is the same inside me, there everything is also same inside you. At that space, you and actually we are living in each other, you know. We are living in each other. But as long as you are in the process, then you and me are different. That's why yoga, Kundalini yoga, yoga of awareness. Yoga of awareness. But have you ever become aware while you were doing it? No. It is not the process, it's not the movement. It is the awareness. Something takes birth, something stops, something blooms, something anchors, something shuts, and something gets planted. That is space of yoga. And it can be assessed. And it can be assessed in your breath, it can be assessed in the movement. And I can keep talking. And let's inhale. And let's exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, open your eyes. So we'll start the journey today. We'll start some physical exercises to become receptive, basically. The only reason why we do these kriyas is to open you up, so that you can be open to consciousness, you can open to emptiness. We are not interested in this hard exercise. It's good for the body, builds the nervous system. That's the only reason why. After you have built the nervous system, some people keep building the nervous system for 20 years, 30 years, and they have nervous breakdown. They go crazy. It is the fact. Many yogis who do too much yoga, they go crazy, you know. There are many examples. So it is not, yoga is not like it's not doing. After doing, you have to sit. It is sitting. Buddha did everything for 6 months and then he sat for his whole life. He never did anything after that. Of course, exercises here and there, but yoga is misunderstood today. It has nothing to do with the physical body. Before we enter the kriya, just the concept of sitting. So Buddha, he was walking through a forest and there was this man who wanted to, murder the Buddha. And long story, I'm cutting it short for you. This man's name was Unglimal. What's his name? Unglimal. And he saw this man and he had murdered 99 people and he wanted to murder 100 people in total to become the greatest murderer of that time and space. So people have weird ambitions. So he wanted to become the greatest murderer and he saw Buddha coming on that day. And Buddha, out of compassion, decided to walk towards the forest. People told him, don't go there, there's a murderer, he's going to kill you. But he, out of compassion, where the world is afraid to go, the enlightened one likes to go. Because he has power over the mind, he has assessed his empty space. We have not assessed, so we are afraid of it. So he kept walking, and the Unglimal shouted, stop! Buddha kept walking, he shouted, kept walking, he even shouted louder, kept walking. Unglimal ran and stood in front of the Buddha and said, I have been shouting at you to stop, why did you not stop? Unglimal, in anger, said, I told you to stop, why did you not stop? And Buddha said, I have stopped a long time ago. I have stopped a long time ago. Have you stopped? And when the awakened one said this, The power of the word, the power of the sound. When the tongue is activated, the sound do not go here. The sound goes here. And when the enlightened one said, have you stopped? And he looked in, and there was this war going on. There's a war going on. He never had the opportunity to close the eyes and to see inside, because he was lost in the outside. He had not shut the door. He had not learned to sit with the beloved. And today, for the first time, in the presence of the beloved, of the awakened one, he closed his eyes. For the first time, he saw inside, there was no beloved. It was all demons fighting, thoughts fighting. And they were fighting themselves, not with someone else. You cannot fight with someone else. You only fight with yourself. You cannot become angry at someone else. You can only become angry at yourself. So for the first time, he saw himself, what have I done to myself? And the awakened one became a container. An awakened one, a master never teaches you anything. He becomes a container so that you can see yourself. In the words of Yogi Bhajan, we do the Tratakam, the picture of the master, where we look into his eyes. It's not a worship of Yogi Bhajan. He's a mirror. And you, through your eye, the windows of the soul, looks into the windows of the soul of the master. Because in that space, you and the master are one. He becomes an opportunity for you to see yourself. And that's why we do Tratakam. Not because we worship Yogi Bhajan, but because we want to know ourselves. Our true self, which the master is reflecting in his window. His eyes, his windows of the soul are open. And we have not yet opened. So that's why we look into it. So coming back to this story, and he looked in and he saw there was demons fighting. There was this anger, the emotions. And he said, I have not stopped. Said, do you want to stop? I said, yes, I want to stop. And the story said, awakened one held his hand. Said, come, walk with me. And he walked to the ashram and he initiated him into the dharma. And with time, he learned to sit. He learned to sit.